Hi everyone, Molly, the Purple Door Psychic here, coming with our next card in our tarot series. One of my favorite cards. It's a little naughty and risque. It is the Lovers. So as you can see, it's a man and woman, and it kind on these cards they kind of look like they are in the Garden of Eden. And sometimes you'll find that where the lovers seem to be nude, representing Adam and Eve, just a little bit. But it's a great card, especially when you're doing like a reading with regard to relationships, or even if the person needs to know more about how to love themselves. So it's a no-brainer with this one. Upright, it's going to be love, it's going to be unions, it's going to be about relationships, about those partnerships, about romance, about unity. But yet, reverse, it's of course it's going to be completely opposite of all that. A lot of disharmony, a lot of imbalance, a lot of indecision, a lot of bad choices and detachments. So when you're doing like a 3-card spread, past, present, future, or any other kind of spread where you're trying to determine what's going on with someone's love life, they're always going to want to try and find this card. Trust me, every single time I do a reading for a love life kind of thing, they're wanting to know whether or not the lovers are going to pop up. So usually when it's like this, their relationship's going good. Relationships fantastic. They are in harmony. They are able to communicate well with each other. But as I said, when it's like this, it's kind of sort of time to cut ties. I mean, you don't necessarily want to tell them that unless you continuously see this in their relationship. Now, if you continuously see the lovers in their spreads, just they've been going through a lot of different relationships and just going on a lot, that might be time for said person in question that you're doing the reading for to kind of take a step back and focus on themselves first rather than jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship. And I speak from experience. I had a few times when it was reversed like this because I was jumping through relationship, and the relationship that I needed to fix was the one for myself, or with myself, I should say. So I apologize, my familiars. They are being familiars. Luna, our little Bombay, she's bouncing around, trying to get away from Odin, our husky. So they are familiars being familiars, and definitely representing the reverse of the lovers right now, because they're fighting like literal cats and dogs. So one more time, when you're doing these readings for people, please keep in mind that this is for entertainment purposes, unless you do see something in the cards through repeated, sorry, they're chasing each other up the stairs now. When you do see something in the cards through repeated readings where you are concerned about the person and they're still in the same relationship with said person, that you keep seeing this card, the reverse of the lovers, pop up, that might be the moment to take the time to say something. But also, as I keep saying, this is not necessarily anything to bet the farm on. And unless you are an actual therapist or social worker or somebody along those lines that has the training, don't necessarily give them too much life advice when you see the lovers, because that's one of those, I like to call them red flag cards. That's one of those cards that people kind of like, oh, the lovers, oh, we need to talk about your relationships with everybody. Yes, but the thing is it can also be a relationship with yourself, and a relationship with your parents, a relationship with your friends. It doesn't necessarily always have to be one of a sexual type of relationship, an intimate type of relationship. It could be a relationship that you have with your child. It could be just a relationship that you have with anybody. But it is one of those ones where you kind of, as I said, it's like a red flag card, so you would kind of want to be easy with it. But if you do see it coming through consistently and it is in reverse, talk to the person about seeing about maybe to do some work on themselves in a nice way. Because as I mentioned, if you're not an actual professional and you're not certified, it definitely would do a little bit more harm than good. But also check in on their own well-being and their own mental well-being, because you might want to check and see how they're doing, and direct them to the appropriate services that they need to be directed to, especially because, as I mentioned, this is this is very much a relationship card. It's very much a red flag card. And it's one of those cards where, you know, and I have seen, this is what I've seen personally in my own readings, not my readings, but readings I've done for others. When this comes up quite a bit, I usually check in with them, make sure that they are in a safe space in their relationship. If they're not in a safe space in the relationship, kind of help them to get to that safe space and make sure that they can get out of those kinds of relationships that are detrimental to their personal well-being and their own journeys. But I know that was a lot of heavy stuff, so I apologize for heavy stuff on a Tuesday as we get the work week started off. But yeah, so the Lovers, one more time, I have found these cards. Here's the back of them on Amazon. They're fantastic cards for beginners. I'm showing you my Sunset because it's not one that is really used too much by him. My own is kept away in its own little special pouch and box. That way, because when I bring it out, I want to make sure that it is charged and it has all sorts of good energies. One thing that we will be discussing is also taking care of your divination tools and your cards and all that other great stuff. So thank you very much for watching, and blessed be.